Okay guys, let's go back to Westfall to level up. Ooh, 230 players. BRB, I just have to greet the kids that got home now. Hello, John. I need to get a weapon that gives me plus in intellect, and preferably something that is one hand, so I can use shield as well. Good. What the hell? Does nothing? Ooh, level up. Nice. I should go to Gold Jar or something then to level up. Or to learn my new spells. I'm quite sure I get something on 16. So we have 2 warlocks in the guild. Yeah, I do hope they add or increase the pala buff times. Leveling with the pure vanilla talents, it's damn boring. Oh. Hello. Greetings. Let's chop these scarecrows down. Oh, what's going on now? I need some more items. A shield and one hand. Front stabbing for rogues. I have no idea. Hello. Ni hao. There's so many Chinese players on this server. Okay, I need to change to my druid and see if I can get the 20 slot bag. Okay, let's see if I can find the first mailbox. Okay, and now I need to go. Ni hao. Okay, let's see how playing How is playing a mage on this server working? Should I make a hunter as well to try that out? If I make a hunter, what should my name be? Wait, did I pick up another mission? Oh. Yeah, where are the trucks? Is it this one side they want? Yeah, it is. Oh. Thank you for the subscription, Adam. Or follow, yes. this game client is remade in Unreal Engine. They are working to get the game as stable as possible. After they have done that, hopefully by Christmas, they will start adding the Unreal, like proper modern graphics. I can ask, I'm not sure. Never tried. I'm just gonna finish this mission and then I can try making a new character. Okay. Yes, but only on character creation. I believe there's a quest challenge mode and a hardcore mode. Alright, there's a challenge where you can only gain XP by doing quests. It's not a scam. It's the Unreal Astro team, which is on another Discord separate. From this one, they do cooperate, the devs on this server, or it's basically the same team that wanted to do cooperate or make Unreal Engine client for Turtle, but Turtle backed down. And Emberveil is just a new one of their new partners. And everyone said, oh, Octo, it's just a scam, it's dangerous, blah blah blah. A lot of people think this about they think that about all new stuff, I guess. So they are constantly releasing new patches as players find new bugs and they have to fix. It's the same team, except on Emberveil, it's a new server team. And I believe the server is hosted somewhere in Russia, so Blizzard can't really touch them, I guess. But if you only choose, I would never do that challenge. Only get XP from doing quests, because oof. Killing mobs is so easy, just run around, kill. Especially if you target green mobs. Just Google Unreal Azeroth and you can see Unreal Azeroth has their own Discord, but the devs or admins from the Emberveil are also on the Unreal Azeroth Discord, so they help each other out, I guess. And a lot of players report bugs daily, so... Woo! Level up. Okay, I need to find Rockjaw Trog. Here we have one. And you can see my FPS is usually always 120. I maxed, or what you call it, locked it to 120, so my screen can handle 144, but OBS, if I go too high, it can have issues. What do you mean with this client? No, it's remade in Unreal Engine, so the client is Unreal, and in Octo, for example, it's 32-bit, so it's a total different client. That's why it's working much better, so... Well, if you want to cheat and hack, it's a PvE server, so they will probably be banned if they do stuff like that. Especially if you're dumb enough to post it on YouTube so the developers can see it with your name and everything. Okay. Oh, I have to. Wait, why can't I see my hit points? That's weird. One thing I've seen though is people getting into places where you're not supposed to usually go. Where the hell are those goblins? No, frogs. Crazy, they're crying about losing FPS when they have like, let's see, mine is, I used to be at 300 FPS before the being patch. Now I'm rarely above 150. What the fuck? "14 trolls. Where are they? Oh, here they are. Hello. Hello. Jaluka. Jalupa. Salutations! Oh, he killed all the trolls here? So weird that all trolls are like hunchback. Ni hao. Need to kill 14 of those guys. At least the dynamic spawning they have made in this server is really nice. I didn't have a target. Oh, that's a level 5. Yeah, the more players there are in a certain area, you will see NPC or mobs start spawning in extra. If they leave, they suddenly just start dying. That's a first day bug we're talking about. I have no issues like that at least, so okay, I need to find the exit. Where the hell is the exit? Oh, here it is. In the first day there was a bug. If you installed the game on a root, like main folder of a hard drive, it would wipe the all other stuff or something. But it's not the first game that has had that issue or bug appearing. Maybe. I don't know. I just know with every patch they improve stuff, so... I mean, even Octo, when it was like in just after Turtle WoW had closed, they pushed live updates on the main server, so stuff broke quite a lot there as well. And even one of the game masters spawned, I think, one of the Naxxrama's bosses outside in the world, and it broke the server for like 2 days or something. And it was after that they decided to get a second server, or PTR server, so they could test the patches before pushing it to the live server. Something like that hasn't happened here yet, but maybe it will. Okay, let's go to... Wait, have I finished? No, I still need to find those frogs. God damn it. Ah, here we have one. Prepare to die! This game is 20 GB RAM. Holy shit. Oh, sorry, that's... Yeah, it's 1.6 GB RAM. Brave browser is also using 1.6 GB. OBS 918 MB. What the hell? I thought I got the last kill. Did I kill the wrong type? Probably, most likely. Okay, let's find an inn so I can get the mail. Oh, we have more quests here. Oh, right, I have to go follow this path. Is it the mailbox here? Oh. But yeah, I'm quite sure this will turn out fine, as long as they can keep their server out of Blizzard's grasp. Oh, dinner time here. yeah, I'm just gonna hang out with these guys until I'm finished eating. So see you in a bit. You can enjoy the music or download the game yourself and try.
Ja, huibon. Suta. Shengbea song huikwan shangfui. Liu long. Su we gu gibiao ja fu ma shui ya ni an fong du ja fu iki wan ja. Su we hu iguan bia denga shiji lu longo ki shumeni sha ni sha.
Finally, I am back. Let's go! Ooh, I have received the mail. That's probably from my guildmate that sent me the bag. Ah, here we are at the first inn. Let's first get the mail. Okay, let me...
Safe travels.
Let me change. Wait, do I have a warlock? I do not. Ah, come on! Someone reserved it. Of course, someone chose it. Yay. Okay, let's see. That's the first mission. Auto. Okay, I'm just gonna run to Goldshire. So I am sure I'm getting the 20 slot bank. No, I have not tried Ravencraft. I wanted to try it out because I heard it might use Unreal Engine, but then they said they would not, since as far as I understand, hello! Greetings! Yeah. I have not tried Ravencraft. I don't think I'm gonna try it because it's basically just another turtle clone. Not using Unreal Engine. If I want to play a turtle clone, I can just continue on Octo, where I already have a character. Okay, I'm gonna get the bag with this character as well. There sure are less players on Horde side, it seems. Almost the same. I think Alliance had maybe 200, so a little more. Shield sadly decided to choose Horde on this server. Yeah, but also I also heard that they will not or team up with turtle clones anymore, probably because of the Rico case. If it's true or not, I'm not sure, but yeah, Shield, I mean, a Dutch streamer. Okay, so where is the closest place I can get the... Where is the closest place for me to get? Is it Ogrimmar? No, there's something here I remember. Okay, let's run there. Yeah, they're not gonna reach there unless they provoke another war. Okay, server issues? No, what? Glitch. Okay, what happened with the music? Oh, the music radio died. No, he's from the Netherlands. He's from Holland. Somewhere. Radio killed the trade. No, mute. Video kill the radio star. Have to improvise when the music goes away. Lazy peel. How are you doing, man? No problem, Tamara. The Octo radio died. Yeah. Okay, there are some glitches here. They're not.
I am not amused. You dispute my honor. I'm getting angry.
Well done, Grunt. Oh, he has? SHEAL? Doesn't... Because he usually he doesn't have the Danish English accent. I think maybe move to Denmark. That could be the case. Moving to a country where the language is even weirder than your own. A prerequisite to speak the language is you have to shove a potato down your throat. It seems to... What happens if I... No, the site is down actually. Yeah, it seems the game server Octo is down as well. How you doing, man? Casting ball.
What can I help you with?
It was probably just a restart. How you doing, man? I don't have any special healer spells yet, so I'm just gonna... For the Alliance. What? This is not the inn? What the hell? Oh, that's messed up. There's innkeeper, but it doesn't count as an inn. Okay, let's continue with my paladin so we can get as high as possible. Ni hao. Shoo. I have no idea what that means. I just heard it people saying. Okay, the radio died again. Podcast time.
Horus Rising by Dan Abbott. Read by Martin Ellis. I was there the day Horus slew the Emperor, he would say afterwards, until afterwards became a time quite devoid of laughter. It was a delicious conceit, and his comrades would chuckle at the treason of it. The story was a good one.
Audiobook is more
Togadan
precise
needed
though.
one to cajole him into telling it, for Togadan was the Joker, a man of mighty laughter and idiot tricks. Loken was always careful to make sure his audience properly understood the irony in his story. It was likely that he felt some shame about his complicity in the matter itself, for it was a case of blood spilled from misunderstanding. But the death of Sejanus was usually all that fixed their attentions. That and the punchline. It had been the 203rd year of the Great Crusade. The commander had been War Master for about a year, since the triumphant conclusion of the Ulanor campaign, and he was anxious to prove his newfound status, particularly in the eyes of his brothers. It was a strange time to be abroad among stars. They had been doing what they had been doing for 2 centuries, but now it felt unfamiliar. It was a start of things, and an ending too. The ships of the 63rd expedition came upon the Imperium by chance. A sudden etheric storm forced a route alteration, and they translated into the edges of a system comprising 9 worlds circling the yellow sun. Detecting the shoal of rugged expedition warships on station at the outsystem edges, the Emperor first demanded to know their occupation and agenda. Then, he painstakingly corrected what he saw as the multifarious errors in their response. Then, he demanded fealty. He was, he explained, the Emperor of mankind. He had shepherded his people through the age of strife, staunchly maintaining the rule and law of man. He had kept the flame of human culture alight through the isolation of old night. He had sustained this precious fragment until the rest of humanity re-established contact. His soul leapt to see the orphan ships returning to the heart of the Imperium. The orphans would be embraced to his bosom, and then the great scheme of rebuilding would begin, and the Imperium of mankind would stretch itself out again across the stars, as was its birthright. As soon as they showed him proper fealty, as Emperor of mankind. The commander, quite entertained by all accounts, sent Hasta Sejanus to meet with the Emperor in his high city and deliver greeting. Sejanus was the commander's favourite, a warrior and a diplomat in equal measure. Sejanus's martial record, second only to Abaddon's, was easily forgotten when in company with the man himself. Sejanus, with a squad of his finest warriors from the 4th Company, travelled in-system in a gilded barge and was received for audience by the Emperor at his palace on the third planet. And killed. Murdered. Hacked down on the onyx floor of the palace, even as he stood before the Emperor's golden throne. Sejanus and his glory squad, all slaughtered by the Emperor's elite guard, the so-called Invisibles. Apparently, Sejanus had not offered the correct fealty. Indelicately, he had suggested there might actually be another Emperor. The commander's grief was absolute. He had loved Sejanus like a son. They had warred side by side to effect compliance on 100 worlds. But the commander, always wise in such matters, told his signalman to offer the Emperor another chance. This was a mistake, he reasoned. Peace could be salvaged. This Emperor could be made to understand. It was determined that a second embassy would be dispatched. Malagurst volunteered at once. The commander agreed, but ordered the spear tip forwards into assault range. The intent was clear. One hand extended open in peace, the other held ready as a fist. That sombre day, Loken said, the honour of the spear tip had fallen, by the customary drawing of lots, to the strengths of Abaddon, Torgadon, little Horus Aximand, and Loken himself. In silence, tensed and ready to be unleashed, the spear tip watched as the shuttle convoy bearing Malagurst and his envoys arced down towards the third planet. Surface batteries smashed them out of the heavens as the burning scads of debris from Malagurst's flotilla billowed away into the atmosphere. The Emperor's fleet elements rose up out of the oceans, out of the high cloud, out of the gravity wells of nearby moons. 600 warships revealed and armed for war. Abaddon made a final personal plea to the Emperor, beseeching him to see sense. The warships began to fire on Abaddon's spear tip. "My commander," Abaddon relayed to the heart of the waiting fleet. "There is no dealing here. This fool impostor will not listen." And the commander replied, "Illuminate him. Avenge the blood of my noble Sejanus. Decimate this Emperor's elite murderers, and bring the impostor to me." And so, Loken would sigh, we made war upon our brethren, so lost in ignorance. It was late evening, but the sky was saturated with light. Spectral shapes swam high in the upper atmosphere, ships engaging in a swirling mass, charting brief, nonsensical zodiacs with the beams of their battery weapons. At ground level, around the wide basalt platforms that formed the skirts of the palace, gunfire streamed through the air like horizontal rain, hosing coils of tracer fire that dipped and slithered heavily like snakes, die-straight zips of energy that vanished as fast as they appeared, and flurries of bolt shells like blizzarding hail. Black, humanoid figures paced slowly in across the limits of the palace sprawl. They were shaped like armoured men, and they trudged like men, but they were giants, each one 140 metres tall. The Mechanicum had deployed a half-dozen of its Titan war engines.
Nice.
Around the Titan's soot-black ankles, troops flooded forward in a breaking wave 3 kilometers wide. The lunar wolves surged like the surf of the wave, thousands of gleaming white figures bobbing and running forward across the skirt platforms, detonations bursting amongst them, lifting, rippling fireballs and trees of dark brown smoke. Each blast judded the ground with a gritty thump and showered down dirt. Assault craft swept in over their heads low, between the shambling frames of the wide-spaced Titans, fanning the slowly lifting smoke clouds into sudden, energetic vortices. It was 10th Company's first taste of mass war since Ulanor.
Oh.
There had been skirmishes and scraps,
elite.
but nothing testing. Loken was glad to see that his cohort hadn't grown rusty. The unapologetic regimen of drills and exercises he'd maintained had kept them as sharp and serious as the terms of the oaths of moment they had taken just hours before. Ulanor had been glorious. The greenskin had been a pernicious and resilient foe, that they had broken his back and kicked over the embers of his revel fires. But this was not like Ulanor at all. This was modern warfare in a civilized place. This was man against man, inside the monolithic precincts of a cultured people. The enemy possessed ordnance and firearms, every bit the technological match of the Legio forces. Through the green imaging of his visor, Loken saw armored men with energy weapons ranged
Where the
against
hell
them.
is he?
He saw tracked weapon carriages, automated artillery, nests of 4 or even 8 automatic cannons shackled together on cart platforms that lumbered forward on hydraulic legs. Not like Ulanor at all. That had been an ordeal. This would be a test. Equal against equal. Like against like. Except that for all its martial technologies, the enemy lacked one essential quality, and that quality was locked within each and every case of Mark IV power armor, the genetically enhanced flesh and blood of the Imperial Astartes. Modified, refined, post-human, the Astartes were superior to anything they had met or would ever meet. As Horus himself once said, "The only thing that can beat an Astartes is another Astartes." And they had all laughed at that. The impossible was nothing to be scared of. The enemy,
You check your mail
silver, firmly held the induction gates into the inner palace.
if you're talking about the 20 slot bag.
Thick through the chest and shoulders, and at the peak of fitness. Not one of them, not even the tallest, came up to the chin of one of the lunar wolves.
You have to log in today.
Well-armed children, it had to be said. Through the billowing smoke and the jarring detonations, Loken led the veteran first squad up the steps at a run. The plasteel soles of their
Oh
boots
shit!
First squad, 10th Company, Hellbore Tactical Squad, gleaming giants in pearl-white armor, the wolf head insignia stark black on their auto-responsive shoulder plates. The night air shimmered with the heat distortion of weapons discharge. Some kind of upright, automated mortar was casting a sluggish, flaccid stream of munition charges over
Drill? No, you're playing Horde.
the Sergeant Jubilant struck over the link.
You
The
fool
battle
of a duke.
carrying the squad's plasma cannon obeyed without hesitation. For a dazzling half-second, a 20-meter ribbon of light linked the muzzle of his weapon.
I guess we will meet on the battlefield then.
Then the device engulfed the facade of the palace in a wash of yellow flame. Dozens of enemy soldiers were cast down by the blast. Several were thrown up into the air, landing crumpled and boneless.
Oh, at least we can make Alliance and Horde on the same.
Wildfire chipped and pattered off their armor. Loken felt the distant sting of it. Brother Callans stumbled and fell, but righted himself again almost at once. Loken saw the enemy scatter away from their charge. 10th Company, Loken shouted, for the War Master. The war cry was still unfamiliar, just another aspect of the newness. It was the first time Loken had declaimed it in war, the first chance he'd had since the honor had been bestowed by the Emperor after Ulanor. The true Emperor. Lupercal! Lupercal! The wolves yelled back as they streamed in, choosing to answer with the old cry, the Legion's pet name for their beloved commander. They stormed the palace. Loken paused by one of the induction gates, urging his front-runners in, carefully reviewing the advance of his company main force. Hellish fire continued to rake them from the upper balconies and towers. Reports flooded in. Axeman's force, 5th Company, had secured the Regency and the pavilions on the ornamental lakes to the west of the High City. Torgadon's men were driving up through the lower town, slaying the armor sent to block them. Loken looked east. 3 kilometers away, across the flat plain of the basalt platforms, Abaddon's company, 1st Company, was crossing the bulwarks into the far flank of the palace. Loken magnified his view, resolving hundreds of white-armored figures pouring through the smoke and shot fire. At the front of them, the dark figures of 1st Company's foremost Terminator squad, the Justerin. They wore polished black armor, dark as night, as if they belonged to some other Black Legion. Loken to 1st, he sent. 10th has entry. There was a pause. Then Abaddon's voice answered. Loken, are you trying to shame me with your diligence? Not for a moment, 1st Captain, Loken replied. There was a strict hierarchy of respect within the Legion, and though he was a senior officer, Loken regarded the peerless first captain with awe. All of the Mourneville, in fact, though Torgadon had always favoured Loken with genuine shows of friendship. Now Sir Janus was gone, Loken thought. The aspect of the Mourneville...
Just waiting for the warlock, and we can try to kill the rear.
Abaddon sent. I'll meet you at the feet of this false emperor. Reloading, Loken entered the palace through the induction gates. Stepping over the enemy dead, he moved down the inner hall, hearing the echo of gunfire from deeper in the palace compound. The body of a brother lay slumped in a doorway to his left. Margex, one of the Legion's apothecaries, was bending over him. He glanced up as Loken approached and shook his head. "Who is it?" "Tybor, of 2nd Squad," Margex replied. Loken frowned as he saw the devastating head wound that had stopped Tybor. "The Emperor knows his name," Loken said. Loken left the apothecary to his work and pushed on down the hall. In a wide colonnade ahead, the towering walls were decorated with frescoes, showing familiar scenes of a haloed emperor upon a golden throne. How blind these people are, Loken thought. How sad this is. One day, one single day with the iterators, and they would understand. We are not the enemy. We are the same, and we bring with us a glorious message of redemption. Man walks the stars again, and the might of the Astartes walks at his side to keep him safe. In a broad, sloping tunnel of etched silver, Loken caught up with elements of 3rd Squad. Its commander, Brother Sergeant Nero Vipus, was his oldest and truest friend. "How's your humour, Captain?" Vipus asked. His pearl-white plate was smudged with soot and streaked with blood. "Phlegmatic, Nero. You?" "Choleric. Red-raged, in fact. I've lost a man and 2 more of mine are injured. There's something covering the junction ahead. Something heavy. Rate of fire like you wouldn't believe." "Tried fragging it?" 3 grenades. No effect. And there's nothing to see, Garvey. We've all heard about these so-called invisibles, the ones that butchered Sir Janus. I was wondering... "Leave the wondering to me," Loken said. Vipus nodded and redirected his men. Loken pushed up past them to the disputed junction. It was a vault-roofed crossways where 4 hallways met. The area read cold and still to his imaging.
Okay, he's almost here.
The Auslight floor had been chewed
Hello.
and peppered with thousands of impact craters.
Greetings, little one.
Had been right. There was no sign of an enemy present. Studying the area, Loken saw a heap of empty shell cases that had spilled out.
Okay, I'm not sure if I can actually hit him, but
Was that where the killer was hiding? Loken bent down and picked up a chunk of fallen plaster.
ooh, you're level 16 as well. Let's see if you can actually damage him, or if he will
Loken
resist.
saw the fume shell cases spitting out from behind the bulkhead as they were ejected. The firing stopped. Loken waited. He heard a whine and the metallic clunk of an autoloader system. He read weapon heat fading, but no body warmth. "Want a medal yet?" Vipus asked, approaching. "It's just an automatic sentry gun," Loken replied. "That's a small relief at last," Vipus said. "I was beginning to wonder if these vaunted invisibles might be invulnerables too. I'll call up Devastator support to..." "Just give me a light flare," Loken said. Vipus stripped one off his leg plate and handed it to his captain. Loken ignited it with a twist of his hand and threw it down the hallway opposite. It bounced, glaring white-hot past the hidden killer. There was a grind of servos. The implacable gunfire began to roar down the corridor at the flare. "Garvey," Vipus began. Loken was running. He crossed the junction and saw the sentry gun still blazing. A squat machine, heavily plated and set in an alcove. It had turned its pumping cannons away from him to fire on the flare. Loken reached over and tore out a handful of its servoflexes. The gun stuttered and died.
Yeah, I can join you if you want. I can just run through all the missions and then...
Vipus asked. "We go find this emperor," Loken said. Vipus snorted. "Just like that?" "The first captain bet me I couldn't reach him first." "The first captain, eh? Since when was Garviel Loken on pally terms with him?" since 10th breached the palace ahead of 1st. Don't worry, Nero. I'll remember you little people when I'm famous. Nero Vipers laughed. What happened next didn't make either of them laugh at all. The Invisibles were waiting for them, and they well deserved their sobriquet. Just 10 paces into the splendid apartments, the first brother died. There was an odd, hard bang, so hard it was painful to feel and hear, and brother Edrius fell. A second bang obliterated an ornamental table beside Nero Vipus. A third bang dropped brother Muriad. His left leg shattered and snapped off like a reed stalk. The science adepts of the false Imperium had mastered some rare and wonderful form of field technology and armed their elite guard with it. They cloaked their bodies with a passive application, twisting light to render themselves invisible, and they were able to project it in a merciless, active form that struck with mutilating force. Loken and the others were taken completely off guard. The Invisibles were even hidden to their visor arrays. Several had simply been standing in the chamber, waiting to strike. Loken began to fire, and Vipus's men did likewise. Raking the area ahead of him, Loken hit something. He saw pink mist kiss the air, and something fell down with enough force to overturn a chair. Viper scored a hit too, but not before Brother Taragus had been struck with such power that his head was punched clean off his shoulders. The cloak technology evidently hid its users best if they remained still. As they moved, they became semi-visible, heat haze suggestions of men surging to attack. Loken adapted quickly, firing at each blemish of air. He adjusted his visor gain to full contrast, almost black and white, and saw them better. Hard outlines against the fuzzy background. He killed 3 more. In death, several lost their cloaks. Loken saw the Invisibles revealed as bloody corpses. Nero Vipus led the way, cutting a path into a towering room beyond the scene of the ambush. His fury gave Locaster the opening it needed, but it cost him his right hand, crushed by an Invisible's blast. Loken felt choler too. Like Nero, the men of Locaster were his friends. Rituals of mourning awaited him. Even in the darkness of Ulanor, victory had not been so dearly bought. Charging past Vipus, who was down on his knees, groaning in pain as he tried to pluck the mangled gauntlet off his ruined hand, Loken entered a side chamber, shooting at the air blemishes that attempted to block him. A jolt of force tore his bolter from his hands, so he reached over his hip and drew his chainsword from its scabbard. It whined as it kicked into life. He hacked at the faint outlines jostling around him and felt the toothed blade meet resistance. There was a shrill scream. Gore drizzled out of nowhere and plastered the chamber walls and the front of Loken's suit. "Lupercal," he grunted, and put the full force of both arms behind his strokes. He landed a trio of 2-handed blows. More blood showered into view. There was a warbled shriek as loops of pink, wet viscera suddenly became visible. A moment later, the field screening the soldier flickered and failed, and revealed his disemboweled form, trying to hold his guts in with both hands. Invisible force stabbed at Loken again.
I have not played retail since Battle for Athroth.
He rounded and swung the chainsword. The blade struck something, and shards of metal flew out. The shape of a human figure suddenly filled in. One of the Invisibles became visible and swung his long blade lance at Loken. The blade rebounded off Loken's helm. Loken struck low with his chainsword, ripping the lance out of the Invisible's silver gauntlets. At the same time, Loken lunged, shoulder-barging the warrior against the chamber wall so hard that the plaster of the ancient frescoes cracked and fell out. Loken stepped back. The Invisible made a sucking noise and fell down on his knees. Loken sawed his chainsword down and sharply up again in one fluid, practiced mercy stroke, and the Invisible's detached head bounced away. Shots rang out from nearby rooms. Loken walked across the chamber and retrieved his bolter, hoisting it in his left fist with a clatter. 2 lunar wolves entered the chamber behind him, and Loken briskly pointed them off into the left-hand colonnade with a gesture of his sword. Loken prowled forward. At the end of the chamber, 16 broad marble steps led up to a stone doorway. The splendid stone frame was carved with complex linen-fold motifs. Loken ascended the steps slowly. Mottled washes of light cast spastic flickers as he stepped through the open doorway. The inner walls of the tower rose up around him. He had evidently stepped through into one of the tallest and most massive of the palace's spires. No, more than that. He'd come out on a wide onyx platform that encircled the tower, one of several ring platforms arranged at intervals up the height of the structure, but there were more below. Peering over, Loken saw as much tower drop away into the depths of the earth as stood proud above him. He circled slowly, gazing around. Great windows glazed the tower from top to bottom between the ring platforms, and through them the light and fury of the war outside flared and flashed. He followed the platform round until he found a sweep of curved stairs.
Do you have the quest where you need to gather different animal parts?
Scanning for any blurs of light that might betray the presence of more invisibles. Nothing. 5 floors now. 6. Loken suddenly felt foolish. The tower was probably empty. This search and purge should have been left to others while he marshalled 10th Company's main force. Except its ground-level approach had been so furiously protected. He looked up, pushing his sensors hard. A third of a kilometre above him, he fancied he caught a brief sign of movement, a partial heat lock. Nero. A pause. Captain, where are you? Base of the tower. Heavy fighting, weak. There was a jumble of noise, the distorted sounds of gunfire and shouting. Captain, are you still there? Report. Heavy resistance. We're locked here. Where are... The link broke. Loken hadn't been about to give away his position anyway. There was something in this tower with him. At the very top, something was waiting. He mounted the last flight of steps, his grip on his weapons tight. The uppermost ring platform formed the base of the tower's top section, a vast cupola of crystal glass petals, ribbed together with steel spars that curved up to form a finial mast at the apex high above. On one side of the platform, its back to the great windows, sat a golden throne. It was a massive object, a heavy plinth of 3 golden steps rising to a vast gilt chair with a high back and coiled armrests. The throne was empty. Loken lowered his weapons. He saw that the tower top turned.
He's an enchanter, or what do you call it?
Disappointed, Loken took a step towards the throne and then halted when he realized he wasn't alone after all. A solitary figure stood away to his left, hands clasped behind its back, staring out at the spectacle of war. The figure turned. It was an elderly man, dressed in a floor-length mauve robe. His hair was thin and white, his face thinner still. He stared at Loken with glittering, miserable eyes. "I defy you," he said, his accent thick and antique. "I defy you, invader." "Your defiance is noted," Loken replied. "But this fight
You need the pig. Okay.
The Imperium of Man will triumph over all its enemies," the man replied. "Yes," said Loken. "Absolutely, it will. You have my promise." The man faltered, as if he did not quite understand. "Am I addressing the so-called Emperor?" Loken asked. He had switched off and sheathed his sword, but he kept his bolter up to cover the robed figure. "So-called," the man echoed. "So-called. You cheerfully blaspheme in this royal place. You are some impostor, some evil demon." "I am a man like you," the other scoffed. "You are an impostor, made like a giant, malformed and ugly. No man would wage war upon his fellow man like this."
Okay.
He gestured disparagingly at the scene outside. "Your hostility started this," Loken said calmly. "You would not listen to us or believe us. You murdered our ambassadors. You brought this upon yourself. We are charged with the reunification of mankind throughout the stars in the name of the Emperor. We seek to establish compliance amongst all the fragmentary and disparate strands. Most greet us like the lost brothers we are. You resisted. You came to us with lies. We came with the truth. Your truth is
Nice.
obscenity. Sir, the truth itself is amoral. It saddens me that we believe the same words but value them so differently. That difference has led directly to this bloodshed. The elderly man sagged, deflated. You could have left us alone. What? Loken asked. If our philosophies are so much at odds, you could have passed us by and left us to our lives, unviolated. Yet you did not. Why? Why did you insist on bringing us to ruin? Are we such a threat to you? Because the truth, Loken began, is amoral, so you said. But in serving your fine truth, you make yourself immoral. Loken was surprised to find he didn't know quite how to answer. He took a step forward and said, I request your surrender, sir. You are the commander, I take it, the elderly man asked. I command 10th Company. You are not the overall commander, then. I will
Damn,
submit
I'm
to
starting
him
to get
and
tired.
to him alone. The terms of your
Just
surrender
need to
are
get something to
non-negotiable.
drink. I think I
Will you
will
not
get myself
even
some
do that
coffee.
for me? Will you not even do me that honor? Before Loken could reply, a dull wail echoed up into the tower top, gradually increasing in volume. The elderly man took a step or two backwards, fear upon his face. The black figures rose up out of the tower's depths, ascending slowly, vertically, up through the open centre of the ring platform. 10 Astartes warriors, the blue heat of their whining jump-pack burners shimmering in the air behind them. Their power armour was black, trimmed with white. Catalan Reaver Squad, 1st Company's veteran assault pack, first in, last out. Callus Ekadon, Catalan's captain, glanced sidelong at Loken. The 1st Captain's compliments, Captain Loken. You beat us to it after all. Where's the 1st Captain? Loken asked. Below, mopping up, Ekadon replied. He set his vox to transmit. This is Ekadon, Catalan. We have secured the false emperor. No, said Loken firmly. Ekadon looked at him again. His visor lenses were stern and unreflective jet glass set in the black metal of his helmet mask. He bowed slightly. My apologies, Captain, he said, archly. The prisoner and the honour are yours, of course. That's not what I meant, Loken replied. This man demands the right to surrender in person to our commander-in-chief. Ekadon snorted, and several of his men laughed. This bastard can demand all he likes, Ekadon said, but he's going to be cruelly disappointed. We are dismantling an ancient empire, Captain Ekadon, Loken said firmly. Might we not display some measure of respect in the execution of that act? Ekadon stared at Loken for a moment, then ordered his second to transmit a signal to the fleet. Loken was quite sure Ekadon had not backed down because he'd been convinced by any argument or fine principle. Though Ekadon, as captain of 1st Company's assault elite, had glory and favour on his side, Loken, a company captain, had superiority of rank. A signal has been sent to the War Master, Loken told the elderly man. Is he coming here now? The man asked eagerly. Arrangements will be made for you to meet him, Ekadon snapped. They waited for a moment or two for a signal response. Astartes attack ships, their engines glowing, streaked past the windows. The light from huge detonations sheeted the southern skies and slowly died away. Loken watched the criss-cross shadows play across the ring platform in the dying light. He started, suddenly realizing why the elderly man had insisted so furiously that the commander should come in person to this place. He clamped his bolter to his side and began to stride towards the empty throne. What are you doing? The elderly man asked. Where is he? Loken cried. Where
Okay,
is
I'm
he?
back
Really?
and I will
Is he
play
in
some music and...
Get back! The elderly man cried out, leaping forward to grapple with Loken. There was a loud bang, and the elderly man's ribcage blew out. He swayed, his robe shredded and on fire, and pitched over the edge of the platform. He fell away down the open drop of the palace tower. Ekadon lowered his bolt pistol. I've never killed an emperor before, he laughed. That wasn't the emperor, Loken yelled. He was close to the empty throne now, reaching out a hand to grab at one of the golden armrests. A blemish of light, almost perfect.
It seems Radio Octo is still down. It seems the Octo radio is also down. I'm trying to listen to it, but yeah, it seems Octo is still down. No, I don't have any add-ons. Skal jeg ut på eventyr, for jeg har fått et kall. Fange noen rare dyr, som bor inni en vann. That was the start of the Norwegian Pokemon song. Probably butchered it, but... Slice and dice! I wanna be the very best. I think I did this one. No, wait. Yeah, if you're getting likes, you should try uninstalling. Hiya! Blades of Light. My inn is as clean as an elven arse. Ah, Motaron, you are so aggravating. You are ruining my demeanor. One silver if you know where those voices are from. One silver if you know where the voice line is from. You mess with me, you mess with you. No, it's from a game. Not Scandinavian. It's American, I guess. You point, I punch. Sweet. And one in chat knows. The bars they bend and twist with my berserker strength. Really? Is it a too old game? No, it's Baldur's Gate. Magic for everyone. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Magic is impressive, but sword. Wait, do I have the... I can... I can play it on my Discord. I have a few of those. I have a few of the voice lines on my Discord.
Work complete. Orc blood. Oh, you are a smart one. No troll here.
Wait, I don't have it.
And they call it a mine. A mine!
What? Where are my voice lines? Okay, my server needs rank 1 to be able to use it. Okay, I guess I can just upload the sounds on this guild Discord. No, I need to. Oh, where did it go? Where did it go? I love it. I wanna go. Yeah, I need to upload the new voice lines because I boosted the server. I don't do it does. Power overwhelming. Yeah, okay. No problem.
Yeah, boy!
I like the voice line stuff. Has anyone watching the stream heard this song before? It's from a really old game. Is it better now? Nice. Hallelujah! Salutations! Yeah, I need to find my installation folder with the different music. Finally, the radio. The Octo radio is back. Holy crap, they're dying fast with the mage. Thirsty mage. Meat. What kind of meat? Chunk of boar meat. Yeah, I have 3 small eggs you can have. And I have 10 chunk of boar meat. No problem. Okay, let's kill some Murlocs. Oh, I have to go check my coffee. Coffee. Shoot them up. Coffee with chocolate milk. That was pretty good. Black coffee with chocolate milk. What is that? Go away, doggy. And I have 10 viewers, but are you bots or? Press 1 in chat if you're not a bot. Jungle old mine. Django. Oh, I forgot. Find minerals. Come on. Great creatures should not have that aggro range. Okay, I'm gonna switch up the music. I just need to find the correct web page. One eye. Okay, why is it not working? Oh, there we go. Okay, what?
Big Apple, 3 a.m.
I think I will need to take a break and I can resume later. In like 1 hour or something. I'm just gonna log off just right by the corpse.
Alley Cat Blues.
So yeah, see you in a bit. You just have to take a breather before the sun goes down.